Hello and welcome back. This thing, yeah, okay, it works. So, I was going through, watching some of my videos. Every once in a while, I go through this, this little fit phase. Yeah, I like to watch my own videos as well. I find I gain from listening to some of the stuff as well. It might sound kind of funny, but when I speak, I feel like as though it doesn't come from me. I feel it just comes out. There was a time, one of the experiences that I had during all the different experiences that I had, mystical experiences. One of them was there was a channeling coming through me for 2 days straight. There was a constant teaching, a teaching that would just, it's hard to explain. Usually you have control over like what you're thinking, for example. For 2 days, there was a voice in my head just giving me a teaching. Just, it was coming out. And when I do these videos, it's kind of a similar intuitional guided message. I have no idea what's going to come out next. I have no idea what word is going to come out next. I have complete trust and faith in whatever I say, because I have lost and dropped all the expectations of being right and wrong. So the message comes from the heart, translated by the mind. So what's this video about? Well, first of all, I want to say welcome back to the grow room. Let me just give you a small spinneroonie here. A few less plants than usual. A lot of them are outside now. And I got a few that I need to plant. I got all this stuff here, but yeah, the baby here is doing really well. This is my lemon tree. As you can see, it's doing really well. It used to be only this high, and just within the last month or so, it just kind of started to become a tree. So this video is really going to be a special message. I made a video earlier on, not too long ago, about, and the title I believe was a special message to the awakening ones. I'll make sure to put a link. I forget which side it's on. I think it's this side here. Anyways, it's going to be on either side on the bottom. I'll make sure to add a link to that video for those who are interested. But this video is going to be kind of an update on that. I mentioned in that video how the earth is going through a sort of birth pains. And right now we're going through this transition, a mass awakening, and that the frequency in this entire dimension is raising up. The frequency, the vibrational frequency of matter is becoming more complex. It's vibrating faster for us. And regardless whether or not a person wants to participate in this increasing frequency, we don't have a choice. It's happening whether you like it or not. And as I mentioned in the previous video, in the video that I mentioned that I'm going to link, you're either going to feel an intensification of negativity or positivity. So this video is about something that I felt from the beginning of 2020, I have this ability to, not in words, but in feeling, to be able to project myself into the future or into an outcome from an event. And it's rare that I'm wrong. I can sense, it's hard to put into words. It's not like reading the future. I can't say this is going to happen, this is going to happen, this is going to happen, and this is going to happen. Although the things that I have predicted to my friends and family have all come true within this year. I didn't predict the pandemic, but once it got started, I could see what was going to happen. And when I project myself, my energy, I don't even know how to put it, into the grand outcome of all of this, all of these changes, all I can feel is celebration. Now, don't get me wrong, on the short term, there's going to be some challenges, and I feel as though we're going to have more and more challenges coming very soon. I feel as though we're going to have many more challenges coming very, very soon. But those who embrace fear will have the most difficult time to transition. And their transition will be one into hell. For those who are open to change, and I'm not saying accept the changes the government is giving you. This has nothing to do with 6 feet apart from each other, wearing masks. I'm not talking about these physical changes. I'm talking about you accepting that as a human being, it's time for you to change and grow and mature. So when I say change, I'm talking about drop your old beliefs, the old patterns that hold you down, the old you that was created by the old system. So those of you who embrace change and changing with this frequency, this rise in frequency, it will become heaven on earth for us. And at some point, see, whenever and I've done this many, many, many times, I've projected myself into the outcome of all of this. And I can just only see one thing, and that's ultimate celebration. I have this overwhelming sense of celebration after the change. I'm not talking about the new world order. I'm not talking about political change. Very important for me to say that in this video so that you understand what it is that I'm talking about. When I say the change, I'm talking about energetically. This entire realm, dimension, is raising into a new phase. And that phase is that of higher consciousness. I've been fortunate enough, privileged, gifted, that I've been experiencing these changes for myself since 2016. Since September the 18th, 2016, at approximately 9:30 p.m., I've been experiencing what I can only call mystical experiences. That was the day that I had my spiritual awakening, where it literally felt as though a part of me, how can I say this? A dormant energy within me, as if the real me just woke up in that very instant, second. And everything became new. I felt reborn. The greens in the trees and the colors, everything around me were glowing. Everything had an aura around it. I had been shown a vision of what is closer to reality. And it's really, really difficult to put into words unless a person has experienced a spiritual awakening, a sudden, like a clash of lightning, a sudden spiritual awakening. It's like going from night to day that fast. All of a sudden, bang, it's daytime. I mean, and this is what's coming for everyone. Not everyone is going to experience this awakening at the same intensity or suddenness of a shift. It's not going to happen as quick for everybody. There are those that it's going to happen more gradual. It all depends on the person and how it's best for that individual. For me, it's as though all of a sudden something within me just said, okay, that's enough. And ever since that moment, I've had many experiences. I've been practicing reading on the old scriptures, tons of books on different gurus, Osho, for example. I've read Sadhguru's book. I've read the Tibetan Book of Living and Dying, Eckhart Tolle, his book, The Power of Now and the New Earth. And by far I've read the most, I've read more from Osho. Osho's books I've probably read close to 40 by now. And it's one thing to read a book, but it's another thing to live the practices. And for some reason, I never had any interest in this stuff before, but for some reason, while I would listen to these teachings, I had a certain recognition of truth in those words. And as I would put to the test myself the things that they would say, I would have many confirmatory signs of their truth within myself. So within my own being, I've confirmed their validity. And something amazing is coming. It's already happening. The only thing preventing you from experiencing it at whatever level your conscious awareness will allow you at this time is how much fear do you have about what's going on around the world right now? How distracted are you by the things going on around the world right now? What is your attention span like? Those are the type of questions you need to ask yourself. Can I keep a focused attention on a specific thought, for example? An image? Does my brain have the capability to follow a certain train of thought from conclusion or to the beginning all the way down to conclusion? Can I stay focused on one thing? Or is my boredom and my sense of restlessness inside of me going to pull me away at every corner and have me distracted and going back into my fear-based mentality? So all I sense really, even for those who are in fear, is celebration. And when I say that, I also say that with a bit of sadness, because there's going to be those who resist it till their final breath. And at the moment of their release from this plane, they'll have that celebration for themselves. You see, I died about 1.5 years ago. It was a very strange experience. It's the first time in my entire life where I was completely separate from everything my body was doing. I was completely just watching everything happen. And this was the day of my Kundalini awakening. Maybe I'll put that video up on the top. After a certain point, I watched my body die, and the strangest thing happened is while I was experiencing this, while I was experiencing what death was like physically and death was like mentally, I was pure spirit. I felt as though I was a god. I say that, I mean, I don't know what it feels like to be a god, but that's the only word I could use to describe what this felt like. And it showed me what it's really like in our reality. It showed me a reality higher than the one that we're in right now. And knowing that as we transition through this vibratory increase, this frequency increase on this plane, that all of our consciousness, our conscious awareness is going to be elevating closer to that state that I was fortunate enough to experience for myself. Just no matter how I put it in words, you're not going to really understand what I'm talking about. But if you can allow yourself to be open and vulnerable, if you can allow yourself to die to all of your past, and if you can allow all of your dreams for the future to die right here and right now, and simply just be as you are, accept your vulnerability, your faults, everything. If you can allow yourself to just be here and now and feel openly vulnerable and feel your own presence and abide in your being, if you can just rest in your own being, recenter yourself, you're going to be able to flow with the change. And when you notice something from your past or your future pops up in your mind, if you can recenter yourself and stay here and now, continually die to the moment. If you can continually die to the moment and be reborn fresh at every instant, then you're going to flow with this change that I'm talking about, and you're going to be part of this celebration that is inevitable for the entire planet. You see, even those people we might consider evil around the world are part of this 3D experience, and they are going to also be increasing in awareness as well. This higher frequency is closer to love. You can't lie to yourself, and the more aware you become, the more consciously aware you become, the more clear it becomes that hurting other people and selfishness, greed, that all those things aren't helping anybody around you or yourself. These are the types of clarity that we're all going to be gaining at a higher level. It's going to be aware more and more, if it hasn't already started for you, what it is that you need, and that being open and vulnerable in this time of transition, if you haven't noticed yet, is extremely important. If you listen to your heart, it's screaming to you right now to let go your past and to drop your crazy, immature dreams for the future. It's begging you to be reborn now, in this very instant, so that you can experience the pristine so laugh at myself, so that you can experience the here and now purely as it is. You are only real in this very instant. Anything that happened to you in the past is not you. You can only see yourself in this moment. Memories are only memories. Habits, your tendencies, the things you do are only the things you do. They're only your memories. That is not who you are. Who you are is not determined by what you do or what you have done. You can feel who you are right here, right now. A thought that comes into your mind in this moment becomes a past thought immediately after it becomes or pops into your mind. It's already the past. If you hold on to it and say, that's me, you're already in the past. You are continually changing at every instant. You are not anything you think or any thought that comes in your mind. You simply are. And it's only here and now that you can ride this wave of increase, of change. You can participate in your elevation for your conscious awareness for yourself. Simply be. And that's the key I'm giving you, so that you can also participate. I'm only showing it to you. You simply need to be receptive, vulnerable, and open up, not to me, to your own being. You simply need to allow yourself to just be. And in being, you embrace the whole. You become whole. So I see celebration. I see a lot of green. I see a lot of people smiling. I see a time where people have been or will be more genuine than any time in our history. A time where we will be more mature, compassionate, aware, all these false personas that we've created to try to fit into society. All this is going to be irrelevant. I just see laughter and happiness and freedom. So I leave you with that. Wherever you are around the world, whatever time it is that you're watching this video, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I gotta be careful, I'm always gonna rip the plant apart. I appreciate you. Peace.